Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have the revamped Lillia. Revamp is also the wrong word. Power shifted Lillia. Trying to remove them out of the high elo bracket of pro play dominant when it's farming and has that 3,000 year old. Now that's been reduced. We got a few heals in the passive instead. The E's been shifted to hit harder, less often. The Q spam is gone because, basically 4 stacks instead of 5. 6-second cooldown rank 1 instead of 4 flat all the way through. And of course, you have the patch notes available. I'll link it below so you can read the full changes. I didn't want to just get into this video and list all the different numbers. But I do think I like the fact that a point of contention with most people when we had to face Lillia, I have the patch notes up, of course, because remembering all those numbers would be a little silly, I think. The problem with her really was that the kite ability with the stacks it just made it so difficult to handle when she got ahead. She can spam you, she's got 5 stacks going on. But now hopefully we can stick to her a little more and her Q will do a little less damage, a little less often. Early runes you're seeing on your screen now. I do recommend still the Dark Harvest page. It is her most popular, obviously. But this play, particularly on the E-West and a few others, I'm seeing a lot of experimentation. We're seeing the Ludens, which has a good win rate. You still have the Leandries, you have the Riftmaker. Harvest and Conqueror kind of going back and forth. I think there's still some people using the Phase Rush. All of those things, I will leave to you and the Lillia savants to sort of practice and figure out what you like. But this play uses it almost every game, the Riftmaker plus the Conqueror. And for sustained damage, for a champion like her who does like to fight. She's not just an AFK farmer. She has been historically pretty good at actually getting into the fray early on, like Kayn. You always think Kayn's, useless, and sure, compared to Rast, he's useless. But he can still do a lot early game in terms of fighting, more so than people think. Now, full clear is obviously the way. We're against the Kha'Zix and Silas Master 420 with an X out the side. No one is surprised at that name. Kha'Zix most likely will do a 3 to 5 camp. You don't really see like a 3 camp Kha'Zix player anymore. So Lillia is obviously going to be your 5 camp, 6 camp enthusiast. The goal is still to play her the same way, right? There's no real desire to sort of 3 camp and gank still. Now, we've got a red ping on the blue buff here. If that's just blind tracking, let's have a look. That's just blind tracking, so that's just absolutely standard stuff. Stitch them together, no problems. You want to keep your stacks as you go from camp to camp. Obviously, that movement speed is the core part of her kit, but I'm excited to see how she pans out with these buffs and shifts, and hopefully if she needs a bit more tendering as the deer, then people can help her out with that. Now, we have here a Kha'Zix Lillia 1v1 in the river. I cannot say that this is something we necessarily want to do. We do have rotation from the top lane. Flash uses a smite. Yu uses a smite. She gets the crab in the end. Ignite comes through from the Gwen. She gets the kill. Well, that was a fiesta. Should I rewind that? Let's rewind that. Not to cause too much of an issue with the people who only like one-to-one map gameplays. That's not what this channel is for. This is absolutely normal stuff. You have to predict if you're going to do a 5 camp by 315, getting to the crab is very important. If you decide to forego going to the crab here as Kha'Zix and you go up to the Krugs, you're going to give this away and you're going to be forced to reset and try and beat her down, but then she's just going to try double crab. So the 5 camp allows him to get in the river. Lillia did a 6 camp by 315, which means she can get into the river to fight. The problem is, it is a Kha'Zix. The fact that the E misses is a bit of a problem. Now, she is looking to get her stacks going here to try and, kite out the Kha'Zix as much as possible. And that Q, being on a much higher cooldown than it used to be, is really going to impact these kind of fights. When it's 4 seconds flat, you can build up stacks and kite it out much more successfully. But when, that's a second at the beginning, and obviously she has some haste on her rune set, 4.3, with 2 ranks up now, it does affect you. Right. Out of base, we are going to head to the bottom crab. You could look to go straight bottom lane. I think that's definitely something to look for because Kha'Zix 100% is going to the top side crab. 100%. So you either want to make your play or set up a counter gank. I didn't click in the bottom lane, I apologize, but there we go. Get polymorph, doesn't matter. Get the W sweet spot, and Kha'Zix collapses and counter ganks. I don't know if I don't think I hesitate. I think the problem here is that she walked up and hesitated. You just have to scan and go, because this dude is coming out of base straight to this crab. Right? And if you died after him, he's going to have that it's not tempo, but he's just going to have the ability to get there first. And you have to react to that. So this is a lot more activity than I actually anticipated. I have not seen this game. The E seed goes rolling. That's not a strike. That's just straight into the side, into the gutter. And now Kha'Zix goes back up. A lot of fighting around here early. But as Lillia, remember, this is fine. We're okay with this because we do scale. We do farm very well still. And, you know, once you got a few points into this, you're already back to where you were. You know, it's not like it was double to 8 to 4 seconds or something like that. Kha'Zix does the dragon. I mean, there's nothing you can really do. They're super low. If you go for this, they're gonna come back out. You die. Mid lane is you kind of did have mid prior, but it doesn't really matter. I like this for Lillia though. You'll see this a lot in higher elo. You know, you take these camps and you kind of want to keep sequencing, but the jungler just took this, so he now can go back to base and go top side to do maybe this. Or he just should, in theory, go back, and we saw the Grump disappear from the minimap, sequence upside. So we can do some counter jungling, and then translate that to a really nice gank, should it show itself. Gwen has used her ultimate, which is huge for us. I'm looking the wrong side. Camille does have hers, but yeah. Gwen is strong. I think Gwen's too strong, to be honest with you, and the data won't show that Lillia is not having a very good early game, which is great. She got the kill. In principle, I like it. I don't think, you know, we want to die, if anything, but we definitely want to, counter jungle. But it denies him, you know, because if he does this, and you take all of this and then just sequence back down again, or whatnot, there's nothing that Kha'Zix can do. This is quite, you know, I thought it was going to be AFK farmy when I picked a Lillia replay. Not the case. He's holding mid lane. Rumble's going to come back to lane. Alright. We don't... Again, bottom lane is not in a position, so we don't really have the ability to go for this. So Kha'Zix we see move down into the river. I don't think we should fight this. Like, I think we just need to leave it and go up. You gotta be careful, though. Like, he could go on cheeky invades. Watch for your Krug respawn timers. We don't want to wait around, though. It's the highest take camp, so I do get it. You could just... Yeah, we could just look to hold the wave a little bit. That's also fine. Is she gonna... No, I thought she was going to semi-troll with the ultimate there. Yeah, we can... This is actually not such a bad idea. Gwen kills Camille again, so top lane is going to be a bit of an issue. You could look to easily... Now, a lot of you have asked me for a game where the jungler can do a lot to carry the game, but things don't go well. I present to you this game. Let's see how it does. If you stopped watching now because you think, ah, she's playing badly, she can't carry the game, then you are losing the opportunity, because I've seen the final scorecard, to see how you can carry a game in these situations when you're not exactly making the best decisions. Now, she's really just going for perma-fighting. Like, this is not a farming Lillia. This is... I'm testing the limitations of these buffs, of these changes, of this W and E AP ratio increase. I want to see how much I can heal. Hence the Rift Maker, the Conqueror, the sustained damage. It's all adding up. Now, we're 3, 5, and 1. These are just absolutely nonsense plays. Do not do this, all right? Do not do this. I see this a lot in coaching as well. You guys all are responsible for these kinds of plays in your own games. And I've seen it enough. You're level 6, level 9. How do we get to this point? See, this is what I'm interested in. How do we get to this, despite the fact we're 3, 5, and 1 with not a lot of farming? And this person has played a lot of Lillia recently. A lot of Lillia. That was a mouthful. He's most likely going to take his red, take the herald. We could hit the plant. You know, I would hit this to kind of investigate if I had prio, but there's literally nothing you can do. Look at this. She's forcing fights, right? But there's just nowhere, anywhere, that someone is fed for rotations. There's just nothing to be done. So all you can do in this situation, when you are behind, because of your own indecisions, right? How to come back, how to play safely. You just have to make sure your jungle is controlled, and when they make these kind of plays, respond in kind. There we go. See? That's it. Take control of your jungle, give away the Drake, give away the Herald, let them use it, use a tower to your advantage. Boom. Here we go. All right? You're looking for that one moment where they overcommit, overreach into the cookie jar, and you say, hello, I'm a deer in the cookie jar. Don't know how it happened, it just did. Down we go. Full sequence. Bot lane is being secured. There is a bottom scuttle we could look to take. I think this is something interesting where you probably want to just take this while the Kha'Zix is dead, but if he's respawned, you know, Yeah, did he take it? No, he didn't. So we could have actually done it. Because then you can loop down if your bottom lane's alive in that situation, right? And you take this, and your bottom lane's alive and they're pushing, and your mid is prior, you guys can just 4v2. So that's a really good play. Her ult is up in 48 seconds. Be very careful here. The bottom lane is fed. Viego's flanking. Beautiful move. Here we go. We don't have the Swirl Seed. Rumble also rotated. So that's well done, Rumble. Swirl Seed, there we go. Look at the damage from the Q, though. You see this? See, now she's becoming strong. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. This is a messy game. I actually kind of like it. There's not as much strategy involved because of the mistakes and because she's behind, but I kind of like it. We're losing 2 dragons. Okay? We're losing 2 dragons. And the Herald, of course. So, what is our power strength here? We finally have Driftmaker, we have Omnivamp. We can probably fight the Rumble and the Gwen significantly better with this itemization. But for me, you know, the percentage damage of Leandries, etc. is always very good. And I do think the fact that Ludens is showing a bit of promise in the win rates is interesting as well. I'm not the best fan of Riftmaker for the most of you. Good Gwen mains, good Lillia mains who know the item and know the limitations. As I say that. Does she know the limitations? Question mark. In these situations, wards. Deep wards can help a little bit just to see where they're moving, but control your own jungle is step 1. Hold the towers you can, do not extend past vision lines, alright? Playing in a negative game state is a very different ball game, and it's a very different ball game when you're semi the reason. Now, she has done a good job getting fed a little bit. You know, you can see this, you want to finish the camp first. Oh man, this is going to be rough. I'm very interested to see how it plays out. Rumble over the wall, highly skilled champion. She uses her ult. I think that's a silly use of her ult there. She can easily smite away the raptors, and Kha'Zix might even be down here as well. So we have to be very cautious, kiting up, not face checking bushes, etc. Don't extend past the vision line. You see, this is much more Did I click the wrong game? TB Gwen top lane. Alright, so this... I'm trying to sort of get into Lillia, and you're really seeing the limitations of the champion. Let's see how she gets fed here. I had another one where it was kind of interesting where she scaled, but it was played by mid laner. And so the pathing was a little whack, although it was better than this. So, who knows? This is important because can you hold this forever? No. Gwen's super low, so we need to make sure we get that. And if she has a shutdown, that's also more valuable. Just try and rotate and swap between the vision lines of the map that you have. Very important, especially as a scaling jungler who is actually not really getting ahead. Cue the wave. What we're doing is we're waiting for them to tilt or make a mistake into you. Waiting for them to make a desperate play. If you have wave clear, if you have a good team comp for a fight, which you do, you always do with a Lillia. The trick is, when they go back to base, now you can move up. Oh, she's going to try this. The Swirl Seed. Did Kha'Zix just ult? He just ulted, no? 1 stack. Okay. W is used. 4 stacks. Brand ult, Brand stun. That's what we're looking for. That was good pathing. I like that. Okay. We want to try to get out of here as much as possible. Keep those stacks up. Move. There we go. Now, Lulu's caught out, so Viego can kill the Lulu. Rumble goes way too deep. 3v1 dies. The Viego's pushed the Lulu out. Watch for the turret. Aphelios 2,000 years is going to happen. But now they can chase down because 2 are dead. And that pig is made by the Lillia. So this is exactly what we're looking for. They decompress to reset. We see this, the Kha'Zix here. We see him move. Triggers ultimate. He dies. The support is with us. That's what we're looking for. All right. Next step in this kind of game, as we finish Demonic Embrace, 10 stack Darksteel. I guess this is the whole Thanos meme, you know. She basically played it like Kane. Into to get form, and now we can do our blue side. But please remember, we want to keep our golden experience as high as possible. The fact that you've died 5 times is irrelevant at this stage, right? I mean, you're at 8,200 and he's at 6,000. So you've got way more gold than the Kha'Zix. He shows top side. So here I think it would be really a good idea to kind of float on down with your team, Viego as well, to top, try and kill this bottom lane. You know, you've got the collapse of the Camille as well. She has TP. If we get this, right? I know we don't have ultimate. If we get this, though, that's a free dragon. We don't want to give them the third one. But what we're looking for now is because we do have that 2,000 odd gold lead over the enemy jungler, because we ourselves are fed, yes, we had to die to get there. I don't agree with the early game pathing for that, for those reasons. I don't think that's always the best strategy. I think we could have just farmed and pathed a bit better. But I cover so many videos where everyone is pathing well. It's nice to see it when they actually just overcommit, make mistakes, and can almost cost games. But because you're Lillia, because you farm well, and because she's, look at this patience. Hold the waves, give the waves, take your camps that are available. Don't venture into the darkness of zones. Here, Gwen is in the situation. Team is following, but we could go in. So maybe this is the fight we're looking at. We do have ultimate. Boom. Rumble ultimate over the wall. Nice ult into the Lulu. Make sure she dies. Fully stack Kong. Whoo. It's a lot of damage. We do have the Swirl Seed, and we're tanky, right? We're tanky. Kha'Zix is still there. The E misses, but it doesn't matter, I think, with the stacks. Boom. Q. They triple kill. That's it. You see? The whole point of holding waves, farming your camps, and not inting too much in the mid game is so that you can get this fight in the mid stages that allows you to recoup a lot of the map control you have lost. And again, due to yourself, right? I mean, she lost the map control because of herself. And the laners are not doing so hot as well. Almost said themselves way too much. Look at this. 12-5, 2-2-5-6, 2-2-5, 0-3-3, 2-2-6. Lillia is doing the carry. This is the carry. Now, we cannot afford to give them a Fire Soul, I believe. I think that's just a little bit too crazy. Although, there's an argument to be said if it's like a Cloud Soul. Caitlyn, why? Why? Bowling ball hits, doesn't matter. You guys flame your laners for being out of position. It happens in high elo as well. Just take your camps that you have control over and make sure you are warding enough. She's not, by the way. She's not. More control wards are necessary. They'll get this. They'll get this. There's nothing you can do. There's literally nothing you can do. Farm it up. Wait for the next fight with her ultimate. Wait for the next atomization spike. Almost 3k. Probably want the Zhonya's. She is going Spirit Visage as well, just to deal with the fact that they have a Gwen and a Rumble. It's a hell of a lot of damage. It's a hell of a lot of damage. Thankfully, there's no Baron up. It's 18-18 in kills, and we're equal in gold now. You see this? And where's the gold? 6,000, 10,000, 7,000. It's all in the Lily. It's all in you. So, my flaming of the early game aside, the game was played very nicely in the meantime. Now, there's no other objective. They could look to do the Baron, but it's way too soon. Gwen's caught out again. The whole team rotates. She's Zhonyaing again, and the Brand ults. They all die underneath the tower. Lily is saying, can I please have some help? Please stop inting. Let's see what happens here. At this point, please do not over-engage, because they're pinging the Baron. They want to go straight to the Baron. If we can do something, we can just do something. Look at that. See? That's what we like. Okay, Gwen, you're still here. Rumble is still here. All right, this is what we want. Caitlyn? Caitlyn? Caitlyn does stuff. Ult used, E hit again. Oh, the Q damage is really coming in now. Herald is used mid lane. That's a standard macro play. At this point, if you're losing, you have no choice. So, we accept this. I actually don't mind them taking the inhib even. They don't. I don't mind. Thanks for the supers. Thanks for the experience. They're going to rotate top lane. Caitlyn's going to get the bot lane tower and reset. Great. The fact that Rumble and the Gwen died is huge for the red team. I'm sure they would have loved that juicy Baron. Here you have to just be a little cautious and most likely warded your side of the jungle. They might agree to take it. There's no ways on the Baron now. They have to reset. The Lillia is doing... Look at this. You know, just keep looping your camps. Wait for that good fight. It's not difficult to scale and become a hyper carry. And the new Lillia, as you can see, can fight a lot early. But obviously, know your limitations, please. There's 4 stacks, though. Definitely noticeable in the early game. The 6-second Q plus the 4 stacks is definitely noticeable. Wait, don't overcommit. Don't have a huge wave, but we need this dragon. So this is it. We're looking for this big old dragon fight. She goes for the Spirit Visage next, doesn't even bother with the Magi. I think that's fine. The Kha'Zix is no real threat, and the Ophilos is fed, but again, he's not the main threat either. Alright, here we go. Flank, ult, used. Rumble tries to zone. Kha'Zix comes from the side. Lillia is following, is queuing. She tries to peel a little bit, throws her E out. Uses her ult on the Lulu. I mean, this is just a bit of a messy fight, but I can rewatch it. Let's rewatch that because there was too many things to look at. Did they just ace him here? The swirl seed! It's kind of fun watching him miss. Alright, let's just look at that again. Because it was a little messy. So they go all in without any consideration of where exactly the Kha'Zix is. Felix is out of mana and uses his ult, which is kind of hilarious to me. The Lillia is cleaning this up. Kha'Zix comes from the side. We're watching the backline up. They're all grouped up for a Brand ult and a Viego reset, so that's really what happens here. But the Lillia is able to trigger her ult, I think, quite nicely. And it works down here also. Yeah, okay. That's just a good teamfight win, I think. Yeah, and the fact that they zoned Lulu, I think she could have maybe looked to peel the Gwen a little more than chasing the Lulu down. Because the Viego, I think, had it under control. But overall, that's just a good team fight. Which gives us a dragon. Al Dragon. Good. Right. Steal their stuff. Push the waves. Don't get caught out. Don't get caught out. don't. It was going so well, man. I started this review, had no idea what was going to happen, and I thought, you know what? This is great. The early game is going to go well, and then she just basically runs it down. And then the mid and the transition was so great. I thought, oh, here we go. But that was a little silly. I know you want the what's this? The Scuttle Crab to deny the Baron, but the best thing is to make sure you steal their stuff and reset with enough time so that you can get back to fight this and actually deal with it. But she's really bought time for her Viego. You know, the Lillia has really bought time for her team to do this. So her team is doing a good job, and you can say, well, my team doesn't. That's nonsense. Your team, if they have a window to get back into the game because you give it to them, can always surprise you. Like they're surprising me right now. What a fiesta. What an absolute fiesta. It's like coaching a game. But I like that sometimes, you know? Imperfections are what make the games fun. The fun games are the ones like this one sometimes. Provided you win. If you lose this, it's not fun. It's not fun. Can we look to push top lane a little bit? Or do we nah, I think this is good. You know, if you go top lane here and you're not with your team, you're in a bit of a bind. And I think I covered this on the main channel with a Karthus video. Gwen, you're out of position. Oh my goodness. Or is she? Or is she exactly where she wants to be? There we go. There we go. The Lillia Brand combo. And that Swirl Seed also misses. Doesn't matter. You've got a Conqueror. You've got Conqueror. You've got Conqueror. Demonic. Rift Maker. 1300 damage. I want to see the healing. I can't see it here in the replay. I think. There's no ways I can see the total. Ah, there we go. 308. Okay, so it's absolutely not a lot. But the Rift Maker, unfortunately, we don't really see. Would love to. That's brilliant. You know, that's the benefit of this build, by the way. You know, if you go more squishy, you'll do more damage, but in that situation, you probably die. In this situation, because she's gone with the added healing from a Spirit Visage as well, plus this, she's tanky, she can kite, she has damage, and she has healing from a passive as well. This is actually very interesting for these long fights where you're trying to scale. Alright, one more. Let's go. Right, we take the blue. There's a dragon coming up. We don't want to give it away. Let's just use the same strategy, which is try and group them up with the Lillia ult. Hit that slow. Ooh. Look at this. Just Alpha Lillia. Why be an assassin when you can just do this? She's not really a deer anymore, is she? She just looks like the Milwaukee Bucks logo instead. Go Giannis. Well, that's not going to happen. The Suns are going to win, but Giannis does deserve a title at some point. He's only 26. We're good. What did I tell you? Get full build, Rylai's and Zhonya's completed, become tanky, use your Rift Maker, and control the fights. She controlled the fights. Viego did a great job, and so did the Brand, I'm not going to lie. They can also, you know, kind of lock people down in her ult. They all did a good job. But they kind of fell behind because of the Lillia's overcommitment to basically everything. They got back into the game because she bought them time, she made the picks, patience, and scaling. I like the damage, I like the healing, I like the fact that she's not broken like before, and hopefully Pro Play doesn't force another nerf. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please leave a like, comment, and share if you did. Match histories are in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good weekend, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.